go. How's...
He's gonna give one shot here, and then.
God, how long have I known Lincoln? I've known Lincoln, let's see, about, I would say, close to about 2 years. It was a takeoff, a spoof on horror films called, if you've seen it by now, it's called Terror in the Hot Tubs. I was the cinematographer, director of photography on the film. I guess back area, and we lit that to where it seemed a little more, how do I say, a little more scary than it really was. We added some smoke to it, and the effect just came out beautifully. It was very, very nice.
You don't really try to find parts in Lincoln's films. They seem to like turn up. Kind of like in the morning, it's like laying there by your shoes, and there you are. It's kind of like something you put on in the morning. So it's more likely to say, you know, how did you get that part? It's easier to say, I don't know, I just walked through the door and there I was in this Saigon-esque basement. That's supposed to be my apartment.
The next film, I would presume, is this multi-image shoot that we're working on with Lincoln.
Right on. Sell it to the paper.
Comes up and writes a note, leaves it on my desk. The note says, Armando, I plan to shoot my multi-image shoot this Saturday. Is that okay with you? Well, what am I going to say? No? How am I going to say?
It was fun. Don't get me wrong. It's not as sleazy or as kinky as I might let it sound like it was. It was a lot of fun. And love.
On the love barge.
Anymore. Hey, nice jacket. It's an open smile on a friendly shore. The love boat.
You've seen it here first, folks.
Soon we'll
Living
be
proof
making
that Vegas
another
will not go
run.
for another generation.
The guy's character is pretty much developed. You know what he is. You know he's psycho, so it doesn't matter what he does, whether it's rational or irrational. My character, you don't really know. She's just somebody that he picks up one day and they fall in love and they get together and they have sex and then he kills her.
Typecasting starts here. Let me just say that right now, okay? Because I'm supposed to be this nice all-American guy, right? You know, except for the clean-shaven part, just kind of all-American apple pie, right? But do I end up in these films? No, I don't. No. I started with Terror in the Hot Tubs as biker number 1, which quickly became known as Slash. But not exactly the sort of guy you want babysitting, you know what I'm saying? And he rapes and kills. And in this film, I play a more normal sort of psychopath, and I rape and kill. And as I understand, for the next film that's in the works, I'm going to play a drugged-out biker who rapes and kills.
The interesting thing about this project is that it was, I would presume, our first the first actual scenes that we shot that involved sex. It was a love scene. But it was done very tastefully. It was one of the hardest things that we ever did.
As far as the nudity was concerned, yes, we were simulating being naked. You know, my shirt gets unbuttoned, his shirt gets unbuttoned, I do his belt buckle. And then there's the scenes where we're under the sheets. And, you know, quite frankly, you can't do a nude scene wearing a t-shirt, so...
Because their face is centered. Yeah, but just make sure it's not in the shadow.
People will say, my God, you have this guy that's acting like he's on top of you and you're not wearing a bra or anything. He's like right next to you, your nakedness. And I don't know if it was just the atmosphere or the co-stars or what it was. It didn't matter. I mean, for one thing, the whole world wasn't going to see me being actually, you know, butt naked right there in front of them. I was simulating the nudity. You know, a lot of times what they think they can see is more important than what they can actually see.
The situation itself was the actual hard part. We knew what we were getting into. We knew it was going to be hard. The blood and gore is the easy stuff. I mean, that's no problem. The actual sensuality of this project is the hard part.
Scott probably really enjoyed the whole sex scene shoot bit. For the most part, that we were simulating sex. It might have been the closest he's ever gotten to having sex. I don't know. No, you didn't hear me say that. No. Sorry, Scott. I'm just kidding.
Okay. It was fun. I mean, this isn't something you get to do every day. And you know there's no, oh, will she call me tomorrow? Any that sort of thing. Because nothing really goes on.
Action. Take it all the way down.
Okay.
One of the things that makes the crew work best is the fact that we all know each other, and so we're all sort of intermeshed. We understand how each other think. Now, as I understand in the real world of Hollywood, it's not always like that. I mean, you're always working with some people you don't know. You don't know if they're any good or not. You don't know where their weaknesses are. And you certainly don't know how they think. Whereas, like working with Mondo, I knew kind of how he thought, so I knew what sort of shots he'd be looking for. So when he was trying something and he was perhaps a little less than communicative, I could sort of anticipate what he was looking for, and hopefully give him something that the camera would like.
The crew. Well, there was Lincoln, the director. He was very, very easy to work with, like I said. Really made me feel at ease, considering this was my first type of performance that wasn't on stage. He was very nice. He treated the cast very well. Fed us.
Yeah. What, 2 shots of this?
Yeah, 2 shots of that,
And then we'll get...
Mondo, the photographer, with his very, very good sense of humor. We kept teasing him about the number of women he's ever had in his life and how all the women just seemed to gravitate toward him.
It got a little strenuous because...
Go like this. Go like, fling it.
That works great for my documentary.
His ideas might be a little bit twisted, but whose ideas aren't once in a while? Lincoln just has a more realistic way of getting his approach across. You know, some people use flowers and sentiment. He uses blood and guts. And sex. Well, although he says this was the first time he's ever used sex. So, and I was the guinea pig, and I'm assuming I did pretty well.
If you don't die in a Lincoln film, there's something wrong with you. Period.
Lincoln was very easy to work with, and I'm sure I'd continue to do the same types of scenes for his films, just because he was a lot of fun to work with.